Joining us now to discuss the possible legalization of medicinal marijuana, Maurizio Passariello, Communications Director for United for Care, an action group that fought to get medical marijuana on the ballot in Florida this year. Maurizio, as you join us this morning, we thank you for your time. So it's on the ballot. How were you able to accomplish that?
Well, we just went out there and beat the pavement and got people to sign. Basically, I mean, I think it's something that has shown. The polls have shown that it's a popular idea to try to extend, the availability of medical marijuana to folks who have debilitating diseases and who can benefit from its use. And we gathered almost 800,000 signatures, and there it is on the ballot.
800,000 signatures. Now, did you do that largely with volunteers, or did you use paid petition gatherers to get those 800,000 signatures?
There was a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
So a little bit of both. 800,000 is a fairly impressive number. Have you guys conducted polling? Because obviously this becomes a political question when it goes on the ballot. What is your polling showing you?
Well, our internal polling shows that support for Amendment 2, exactly as it will appear on the ballots, stands somewhere around 70% for right now. Obviously, there was a poll that came out by Quinnipiac University that talked about 88% approval for the idea of medical marijuana in general, but support appears to be strong, and it does cut across demographic and ideological lines.
And yet there are those who oppose it. Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush weighing in the other day with his opposition. What makes you confident that you will prevail at the ballot box? That internal polling you're seeing, or do you believe the campaign for no will gain momentum as people start to focus on these ballot initiatives that they will face in Florida in November?
Well, we feel strongly that there's a great deal of support out there for extending the use of medical marijuana to folks who have certain debilitating conditions. That is shown, like I said, by the poll that was released a couple of weeks ago, and our own internal polling shows the same thing. We feel that this is something that is not so controversial anymore. I think that people have seen a lot of the information on the internet. They've seen programming on TV that details some of these benefits that medical marijuana has shown for patients with certain conditions. And we feel very strongly that people understand that this is something that should be made available, and this is a decision that should be made by physicians and their patients and not by politicians. So we feel strongly this is something that's going to do well. We feel confident of passage.
Well, those who oppose it say that the whole notion of medicinal marijuana is a first step, that you get it for medicinal use, and then eventually you start making the argument that recreational use should be allowed. Is that what you and other supporters eventually want to see?
No, our organization is focused 100% on the patients. This is a campaign that's based on compassion for patients with debilitating conditions, and there is no hidden agenda here. This is just for that purpose. If we see what's going on nationwide, there's been already 23 states that have passed medical marijuana laws. Out of those, 2 have decided to go on another route, a recreational route. That may not be the right thing for Florida ever. But we do feel that what is right for Florida is for people who have debilitating conditions to be able to have access to medical marijuana if a Florida certified physician believes that that is an appropriate treatment for them.
Maurizio Passariello, we'll have to leave it right there. I know we'll have a chance to talk again as Election Day approaches. We thank you so much for your time, and America's Forum will continue following this time out on Newsmax TV.